Hello students, welcome to Samveda e-learning program, class 7th Science. Chapter 8, Wind, Storms and Cyclones. Students, we discussed lot of things in session 1 and 2. Then, the learning point of session 3 of 3, the last session are structure of a cyclone, destruction caused by a cyclone, tornadoes, effective safety measures, action on the part of the people. These are the learning points that we go on discussing in this session 3 of 3. Are you ready? Yes. So let's start. The first thing is how a thunderstorm become a cyclone. In the previous class, we discussed how the pressure is responsible for creating the thunderstorms. Now, the question is how a thunderstorm become a cyclone. Say here, a thunderstorm is creating a cyclone. How it is happening? So, before that, question is, you know that water requires heat when it changes from liquid to vapor state, isn't it? We all know that water requires heat when it changes from liquid to vapor state. The picture is showing you that. Now, my question is, does the water give back heat when vapor condenses into liquid? Does the water give back heat when vapor condenses into liquid? This is the question. Other one is, can you recall any experience to support this? Just think these two questions. Get the answers. For this question, we will discuss the answer by discussing with the structure of a cyclone. See, in cyclone, the structure of cyclone, we see three parts, that is eye wall, eye and rain bands. So, what is the connection between this eye wall, eye and rain bands? What are they? Now, the center of a cyclone is a calm area. What we call eyeball, no? That is called the center of a cyclone. So, it is a calm area. It is called the eye of the storm. Where the center of a cyclone is a calm area, it is called the eye of the storm. A large cyclone is violently rotating mass of air in the atmosphere, that is 10 to 15 km high. That is called a violent rotating mass of air, nearly 10 to 15 km high. The diameter of the eye varies from 10 to 30 kilometers. I will show you once again the picture. See, the eye is a calm area. It will varies in diameters. Okay, students? The diameter of the eye varies from 10 to 30 kilometers. It is a region free of clouds and has light winds. Where? In the eye region. Around this calm and clear eye, there is a cloud region of about 150 kilometer size around the eye. In this region, there are high speed winds nearly about 150 kilometers to 250 kilometers per hour and thick clouds with heavy rain. Away from this region, the wind speed gradually decreases. This is the structure what we call discussing on the cyclone. The formation of a cyclone is a very complex process. Before cloud formation, water takes up heat from the atmosphere to change into vapor. It is a process which are going to discuss from primary school also, that is from 5th standard also. So, water takes up heat from the atmosphere to what? To change into vapor. When vapor changes back into liquid, what will happen? That is, when the vapor changes back to liquid, form as the raindrops, this heat is released to atmosphere once again. Now, you got the answer for the question which I asked in the beginning. So, when the water vapor changes back to liquid form as a raindrops, this heat will be released to the atmosphere. Now, the real game is beginning. What does that happen? The heat released to the atmosphere warms the air around. See the beauty of nature, how the cyclone going to start. The air tends to rise and cause a drop in a pressure. More air rushes to the center of the storm because due to the low pressure. This cycle go on repeating. The chain of events ends with the formation of a very low pressure system with very high speed winds revolving around it. It is the weather condition that we call a cyclone. How the beauty of formation of cyclone due to the low pressure. So we know that the pressure and temperature plays a major role in the formation of a cyclone. Factors like wind speed, wind direction, temperature, humidity contribute to the development of cyclones. What? Wind speed, wind direction, temperature and humidity. They are going to contribute to the development of cyclones. Okay, students? Now, so we know that how a cyclone form. The next point is destructions caused by cyclones. See, the picture showing that the destructions caused by cyclones. How? There is a huge damages caused on the buildings, or vehicles, or road, and fertile lands due to heavy cyclones. Cyclones can be very destructive. Strong wind push water towards the shore even if the storm is hundreds of kilometers away. They are the first indication of an approaching cyclone. These are the first indications of an approaching cyclone. What is the indication? The strong wind push water towards the shore. If that storm is hundreds of kilometers away. So, the water waves produced by the wind are so powerful that a person cannot overcome them. The low pressure in the eye lifts water surfaces in the center. The rising water may be as high as 3 to 12 meters, the height of a water. So, not getting clear picture, an idea regarding the cyclone, no. Okay, let's see the video, we will get the idea, the effects of cyclone.
भाई बीएसएनएल टावर टा पूरा नाइट गला पड़ीगला रेकर्डिंग करछ पड़ीगला हां इस हमर रास्ता ब्लॉक हो गेला प्लस टांगी ना
Okay, students, it appears like a water wall moving towards the shore. As a result, the sea water enters the low-lying coastal areas, causing severe loss of life and property. It also reduces the fertility of the soil. See how the cyclone affecting on the fertility of soil. It will remove the outer layer of a fertile land, that is a land barren. Students, continuous heavy rain may further worsen the flood situation. High-speed winds accompanying a cyclone can damage houses, telephones and other communication system, trees, etc., causing tremendous loss of life and property. So cyclones are so destructive. The people living in coastal areas are suffering a lot of damages by this cyclone. See how the damages caused by cyclone on a particular land. So it affects houses, communication system, electricity, the fertility of soil, and also the life of the people it's going to play. It causes severe damages, means people cannot live in a short period of time. A cyclone is known by different names in different parts of the world. What we call tufan, it is named by different parts of world by different names. That is, it is called as hurricane in the American continent, and also in Philippines and Japan it is called a typhoon. So hurricane, typhoon, tufan are all the same. Next come to point tornadoes. What is tornado? Called ಸುಂಟರಗಾಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is tornadoes. How it is formed? A tornado is a dark funnel shaped cloud that reaches from the sky to the ground. See, cyclone will rises from sea level to upper layer. In the tornado, it reaches from the sky to the ground. Most of the tornadoes are weak. ನೋಡಿರ್ತೀರಲ್ವಾ ಮನೆ ಹತ್ರ ಸಣ್ಣ ಗಾಳಿ ಬೀಸ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಂಟರಗಾಳಿ ಥರ. It's not a huge tornado. It is a weak. It will happen for some few seconds and it will vanish. In a country, they are not very frequent, but in some countries, it is more frequent and causes many destructions. The diameter of a tornado can be as small as a meter and large as a kilometer or even wider. See, it may be as small as a meter and as large as a kilometer or even wider. Just imagine the shape of a tornado. If it is huge. The funnel of a tornado sucks dust, debris and everything near it at the base. That is due to low pressure and throws them out near the top. What we see in the formation of cyclone, the same process are going to happen in the tornado also. So it sucks all the things inside it due to low pressure. A violent tornado can travel at a speed of about 300 km per hour. See the speed of a tornado. And just imagine, if the speed of tornado is 300 km per hour, what will happen the things around it? It may be a house, a vehicle, a people or anything. Tornadoes may form within cyclones. The whole coastline of India is vulnerable to cyclone, particularly the east coast. It is vulnerable to cyclone. Okay, so it's also, you can't imagine without seeing the video. Let us see how the tornado affects on the mankind and also the things around the tornado. Okay, let's see the video.
And that tornado continues to turn to the east, getting even closer to I-35, and now it looks like this may stay just far enough south of Wynnewood that at least the circulation will not go over Wynnewood, but it's Joy, the community of Joy and Davis as well. Joy and Davis you are going to be in the path of this storm. Go into your tornado shelter immediately and get away from any type of windows as this storm continues to move to the east. This is going to be moving right over I-35. It is currently 419. Give it about another 5 minutes or so, and it's going to be right over I-35. This tornado, once again, a very, very strong, violent tornado continues to spin, moving right over Garvin County. Chris Sander, how far away are you from the storm right now?
Hey guys, this tornado is about half a mile to a quarter of a mile right in front of me. It is passing very near a home right now. It looks like it may be missing the home, but it is starting to lift north just a little bit. It's been moving mostly east, but it has started to lift a little north. And it might mean, hopefully it means it's a weakening a little bit, but we'll see. It's lofting entire trees into the air right now.
Yeah, no, we can see those trees are just getting whipped around within this tornado. It looks like, there you go, right there. When you see trees like that getting pulled out of the ground, that is a violent tornado.
A tornado sows destruction across northern Italy. Amateur videographers filmed the twister ripping through the Emilia-Romagna region on Friday. One farmer says he was tending to his fields when the wind started to pick up suddenly. Estimated to be worth millions of euros. Local officials have called on the government to declare a state of emergency.
Okay, so in some places, tornadoes are very frequent. For that, how to protect from tornado? We use tornado shelter. What is tornado shelter? Have you seen this one? No, because in your country it's not very frequent. In some countries like America, it is very frequent, so that people must build a shelter that called tornado shelter. How it will be? A tornado shelter is a room situated deep inside or underground having no windows, or otherwise it is better to shut windows and take shelter under a table, workbench where debris cannot reach. If there is no tornado shelter, we can take shelter under a table, workbench, okay, where debris cannot reach. Suppose we do not have a tornado shelter, what should we do? So we have to bow and down on knees, protecting head and neck using arms. See how I am showing you now. This is the way to protect from tornado. Just have to bow down on knees, protecting head and neck using arms. This is the position in order to protect from the tornadoes if there is no tornado shelter. Okay, student? The west coast of India is less vulnerable to cyclonic storms, both in terms of intensity and frequency of the cyclone compared to east coast. What are the effective safety measures when we come across with the cyclones and tornadoes? A cyclone forecast and warning service, that is the rapid communications of warnings to the government agencies, the ports, fishermen, ship and to the general public must give in order to protect from the cyclone. So they are going to give informations to these peoples, most mainly to fishermen which are going to catch the fishes in the sea, and also ships regarding these cyclones in advance. And also construction of cyclone shelters in the cyclone prone areas and administrative arrangements for moving people fast to safer places. Like what we see in as a tornado shelter, in the same way we have cyclone shelters in order to protect from cyclones. Because you know that cyclones create many disasters, the people will lose their homes and everything. In that situations, we are going to provide shelter, that is called cyclone shelters, so that people will stay there and will give the basic needs like food, medicines, etc. Not so, we will help them to protect their lives. Okay, this is called cyclone shelter. Okay. Next, we have learned that all storms are low pressure system. So pressure plays a major role in storms, cyclones, tornadoes. Okay. So wind speed plays an important role in the formation of storms. It's also we discussed in the previous sessions. It is therefore important to measure the wind speed. So how to measure wind speed? So it's called as anemometer. What is anemometer? Rotating now. This also we can also make simple anemometer by low cost, no cost. So what is anemometer? So the instrument that measures the wind speed is called an anemometer. The next thing is action on the part of the people. What action? That is, the first thing is we should not ignore the warnings issued by the meteorological department through TV, radio or newspapers. And also, we should make necessary arrangements to shift the essential household goods, domestic animals and vehicles, etc. to safer places during cyclones. So in one day or 2 days before, they go into informations in which place the cyclone going to happen or storm going to happen. So without neglecting the informations, we should move to safer places by carrying the essential goods and domestic animals and also vehicles to safer places. The prevention is better than cure. Avoid driving on roads through standing water, as floods may have damaged the roads. You can't see what is there on the road because due to the water which are flowing on the roads. Sometimes road may damage it. We see a lot of a big hole be there. When you're going, if you ride the vehicles on the road, we can sometimes it will be damage to your lives also. So should not move or avoid driving on roads through standing water. Also, keep ready the phone numbers of all emergency services like police, fire brigade and medical centers. Some other precautions if you are staying in a cyclone hit area. Okay, just imagine if you are in a cyclone hit area. So you don't get any information regarding cyclone before it happening. Now it happened. Now you are in cyclone hit area. So what are the precautions should be taken by you in order to protect your life and health? The first thing is, do not drink water that could be contaminated. Do not drink water that could be contaminated. The main precautions should be taken by you. Also, always store drinking water for emergencies. So in that conditions, should not waste water. A drop of water also valuable in that situation. So don't waste, just keep and store drinking water for emergencies. Okay, student? Do not touch wet switches and fallen power lines. It leads to what? Electric hazards. So do not touch the mains or wires which are in a wet condition. Okay. See, in some areas we come across, we have read in newspapers also the electric hazards due to heavy rain. So avoid touching these wet lines during cyclones. Next thing is, do not go out just for the sake of fun. It is a very dangerous during cyclone. Do not pressurize the rescue force by making undue demands. Just you can demand only for basic needs in that situation. So don't make undue demands the rescue force in that conditions. It's a must for all. And also cooperate and help your neighbors and friends who are suffering from these cyclones. Just provide the basic needs to them. It may be food, or it may be shelter, or maybe drinking water, like that. Okay, you should cooperate and help your neighbors. Student, advanced technology has helped. These days we are better protected. Through what? In the early part of the last century, coastal residents may have had less than a day to prepare or evacuate their homes from a oncoming cyclones, because in that conditions did not get a clear informations on a cyclones which are going to happen before 2 or 3 days. The world today is very different now. How it is different? Yes, we have satellites. That is, thanks to satellites and radars, a cyclone alert or cyclone watch is issued 48 hours in advance of any expected storm, and cyclone warning is issued 24 hours in advance. This is one of the scientific development in this century, what you call in 21st century. So you can get information through satellite and radars. So the message is broadcast every hour or half hour when a cyclone is nearest the coast. They are going to give informations, and they are going to give warnings to the coastal people. Just go outside, don't go to the sea, don't go to catch the fish in this time because the cyclone approaching. Likewise, they are going to give informations to the peoples. So in order to protect their lives, this is do with the help of satellites and radars. So thanks to both satellites and radars. This is the picture which are capturing through satellites on the coastal areas, isn't it? Several national and international organizations cooperate to monitor the cyclone-related disasters. Students, we discussed a lot of things in this session: how the cyclone forms, how the thunderstorms, how it will be, what are the precautionary measures to be taken in the during cyclone and thunderstorms. Now it's time for homework. No, it's okay. Going to give questions to you with the answer and show it to your teacher. Okay. First one is explain the structure of cyclone. Explain the structure of cyclone. What are the destructions caused by cyclone? What are the destructions caused by cyclone? Write the effective safety measures during cyclone. Write the effective safety measures during cyclone. What is a tornado? What is a tornado? What is an anemometer? What is an anemometer? Write some other precautions if you are staying in a cyclone hit area. Write some other precautions if you are staying in a cyclone hit area. Okay, students, in this session we discussed a lot of things regarding the cyclones, tornado, the precautions measures during the cyclone tornadoes, and also how the technology is developed. We discussed it. Thank you. I am your Srinivasa KV, Assistant Master, GHS, Kanagamakkalapalli, Bagepalli Taluku, Chikbalapur District. Thank you.